Hello and welcome to Module 6, Orthographic Projection. During this demonstration, I will show you how to do an orthographic projection from 3D object. In this case, it is the axle for the wheel that you guys have been building. On this object, you can see it is a very simple shaft with two protrusions on the end, chamfers on the end, and this one holds the wheel. This is the axle for the caster assembly that you guys have done or start building. On this object, the only projections that you would actually need would be a front view and a right hand side view. Most orthographic projections are three views: front, top, right hand side views. On this one, you can fully define this object by using either one view drawing or a two view drawing. In this case, we're going to go and do an orthographic projection and talk about the three different views that will be available to this one. But have in mind that one of those views will be pretty much redundant, because the front view and the top view will look exactly the same. It will have the same geometry, it will have the same shape, and so it will be almost not necessary. It actually would not be necessary. So with that in mind, we'll go over to AutoCAD and we'll start drawing an orthographic projection. Remember, the sides are 0.75 each one, and the total length is 3 inches, and the size of this one, the diameter is 1 inch, and the diameter of this one is 0.75. Chamfers are 0.125. With that in mind, we'll go over to our 2D drawing, and we're going to start with our construction layer, and we're going to go and get some construction lines, and we will draw a vertical line and a horizontal line. Now this one will give us the corner of our projection, our orthographic projection. So the front view will fit here, the right hand side view will fit in this area, and the top view will fit right here. So now let's add those dimensions for our bounding rectangles. So the first tool that I'm going to use will be the offset tool, and I'm going to establish the length of the part, which is 3 inches. Go this way, 3 inches. Now we need a space. Well, let's do the top of the front view. So that one will be a 1 inch. Offset it that way. Now this will be our front view. Now we need a space between the views to add dimensions, notes, or any information that you want to add to it. So we'll repeat the command, and we'll give it a dimensions of 1.25 this way and this way. So this area will be for our dimensioning purposes right here. Now we're going to establish the top view and the right hand side view depth. In this case will be 1 inch. So this one will go 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the top. Now you have the front view right here, the top view will fit right here, and the right hand side view will fit right here. So now we will go over to our object layer, and we choose a line, and we'll just do a rectangle there. Now this will be the outline of the bounding rectangle. We can use those lines to start drawing our object. There's many different ways to do it. I'm going to choose to do this probably a different way that you would want to do it, but it will work. So we're going to go and use the offset tool. So we go offset and 0.75. That will give us the shoulders for our shaft. Now we're going to draw a line on the center. We're going to use this one to establish our limits for our bushing areas. So we're going to use the offset, and we're going to go 0.375, offset these two lines. So this will be our shoulders. That will be the body of our object from here to here. And now we're going to use a chamfer tool. The distance is going to be 0.125. The second distance will be 0.125 also. We're going to choose multiple. We're going to put one here, one on this corner, and one on this corner. As you can tell, we have our object pretty much defined. Now we're going to use our trim command, and this one and this one needs to be trimmed. Same with this one. So it'll be this one and this one. So that will give us the full shape of our front view. So this one will be a center line. We can expand it so it goes beyond area. So now we need to draw a line from here to here to establish our shoulder, and another one here. And that will give us our chamfer. Now we can actually draw our right hand side view or draw our top view. Our top view will be looking like this. Select these and deselect these two, and then that should be selected. A whole object should be selected. Now we can copy that one and put it there. If you notice, if we were going to draw it, we could actually draw and get this point over here, and then that point, transfer the information there, and the same thing with all this, but it's exactly the same, so we won't do that anymore. So this will be the top view. If you notice, they're exactly the same. So now we're going to do our right hand side view, and for this one we're going to use our center diameter and find the center, go 1 inch, and then repeat the command, and this one's going to be 0.75. Now if you notice, we need the information for this object right here. We can get it two ways. One of them will be to get the miter line and transfer the information over, or go straight over. It is the same way. Let's do it with the miter line so you guys can see the miter lines are useful for transferring information from one view to the other. So if we go this way, we can acquire this point, come over this way, same way this way, now come back down this way, and from this intersection that way. And if you notice, that information right here is being transferred to this point. Now we can go over to our circle command, use the 2-point circle, and go from this intersection to that intersection, and that will give us that face that you see right here will be also a circle. So this one will go over to the object layer, and now the project is pretty much done. Now we can go over to our center lines and use the dim sand command and select our circle right here, and it gives us the center marks for that one. So now if you turn your construction layer off, you end up with this orthographic projection: front view, top view, and right hand side view. If you notice, this one will be pretty much redundant. You would put the dimensions for all these, all the information that needs to be done for this object.